Alright, going live shortly.
Mind any company?
Come right in.
Get the hell out!
Alright, so let me get my shoes off. We already
Why
got
the
the
fuck
free
do you have your
show
shoes on in a house?
I just came back.
You should have had them off at the door.
I keep them in my room.
That is so weird.
Oh, shoot. My water.
And that's coming from the Canadian who has bagged milk.
I'm okay with bagged milk. Here, let me,
Not a surprise. I've made so many Americans flip out because, why would you have bagged milk?
Well, in Texas, we have boxed milk. Not boxed milk, boxed water, sorry.
Yeah, we have that too.
Okay.
But not all of it's boxed.
Alright. If you look on the stream, I'm about to bring up Wrath of the Amanojaku. Okay, Chapter 8, Reverse Ideology. And let me...
Ew, that is fucking disgusting! Sad, ew!
What's fucking disgusting?
Okay. Fox milk is apparently what she thought you said.
Ew!
Well, in the words that dude from Meet the Parents, you can milk anything that has nipples. I have nipples. Could you milk me?
And I'm done. Dude from
oh, that's an echo. Okay, chat. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I see Shad's chat. Okay. So anyway, Chapter 8, Reverse Ideology. We begin on ancient drawings of the Amanojaku, and for this I'm planning to get like a commission of like Japanese-style art for this kind of thing. Alright. Let me get my...
Welcome back in now.
Let me get my host mints so I can like get the voice down right.
Oh, god damn it! Everyone talk about the milk now. No! No talking about milk. Sickos.
Alright, here we go. Chapter 8.
The Amanojaku. At the height of their civilization, there were few yokai more feared than them. What they lacked in strength, they made up for in cunning, sowing the seeds of their enemies' destructions from the shadows. And worst of all, to an Amanojaku, everyone is their enemy. Nightmarish hellscape of an Amanojaku hive. Of course they use the term civilization very loosely. Amanojaku hives are the stuff of nightmares. They are ruthless worlds of lawlessness and chaos, where the only rule is kill or be killed. Pictures of the Tengu and the Kappa and other creatures evolving. But as the yokai evolve from primal beasts into civilized society, the vast majority of Amanojaku never changed. Oh, let's see. Chairman says, actually, I'm out of here. I don't want spoilers. Alright, I'm sorry about that. We're doing this for, we're trying to get the story the best damn we possibly can, so we need constant betas, critiques, double checks, triple checks. I have the Valve philosophy when it comes to this kind of stuff, which also is why so many people say I have my comic schedules run on Valve time.
Whenever the fuck is done.
Yeah. Okay.
The vast majority of Amanojaku never changed. Their society was incapable of working together. They were too busy stabbing each other in the back to gain power.
See, huge war between the Amanojaku.
As the Amanojaku's numbers began to wither, there was a great civil war. On one side, the Amanojaku wished to evolve with the rest of the yokai, and on the other, the eternal Amanojaku, the proud purebloods who believed the yokai would fall, and they would replace them. The Amanojaku who split off would evolve into the more peaceful yokai like the Satori. Many others became royal advisors thanks to their foresight, and show silhouettes of Satori and Sagume. But the eternal Amanojaku never changed. They continued killing their own, and only the most ruthless survived. Let's see. Historical pictures of Uriko Hime and the Inchling Civil War. The Amanojaku are now endangered, but what few are left are the most dangerous of all. As we have seen centuries ago, both the death of Uriko Hime and the Inchling Civil War were the result of a single Amanojaku. Seija Kijin. At least, that's what she calls herself. Do not be fooled by her appearance. Although civilized yokai look more humanized, what you see is really the mummified skin of Urikahime. She is still feral to the core. Beyond that, little is known. Her past, her true appearance, or if she's even aware of what she's doing. Cut back to the destroyed Myoran Temple and Yukari speaking. Only one thing is certain. Seija has returned to plunge Gensokyo into a new age of chaos. Byakuren. But wait! Seija told me herself that the Amanojaku had been hunted into endangerment. She said the Amanojaku were rebuilding their society and that they moved on from their past. Still so optimistic, Miss Byakuren. Seija lied through her razor-sharp teeth. The Amanojaku never moved on. Even now, they are still out for vengeance for slights that are now centuries old. Seija returned because she knew the history of the Amanojaku had been completely forgotten. Miss Mamizo, is this all true? Why, yes it is. Huh? I never bothered to say anything because, having been to an Amanojaku hive firsthand, I know they are too reckless to succeed. It was only a matter of time before the Tengu took notice, and then those guys came in to resolve the incident. And besides, even if I had warned you, would you have still listened, believing that even she can be redeemed? Byakuren says nothing. Byakuren, your faith in the yokai is commendable, but I'm afraid even faith has its limits. Miko. Well, well, Miss Byakuren, how's your Buddhist non-aggression philosophy working now? Be quiet, Miss Toyosada Mimi. In case you forgot, the Myoran Temple is still willing to fight in self-defense. Which is why, determined Byakuren, we will bring that Amanojaku to justice. The Myoran Temple will do what it must to protect this land. Ha! About time you showed a little teeth. But Miss Miko, do not think your gung-ho philosophy is any better. This incident cannot be resolved through power any more than it can be resolved through peace. Miko, let's see. But all we have to do is take down the Amanojaku and we'll party by sunrise. I'm afraid it's not that simple. As I said before, Amanojaku are weak by themselves and rely on others to do their dirty work. Seija cannot be defeated without the aid of the Inchling and the Mallets. Meanwhile, up in the clouds, Raiko. I believe you're all familiar with Uchide's hammer, otherwise known as the Miracle Mallet. Let's see. Sakia. Of course. Marissa, Reimu. Let's see. Uchide's hammer is only one of the most iconic treasures of all time. Marissa. Forged by the Oni and later taken by the Inchling Isunboshi, it's a magic hammer that grants seemingly any wish within reason. And thanks, Josh. So that means so far so good. Wait. You don't mean to tell me... See, Ben. That's right. Seija's using the Miracle Mallet to help the Tsukumogami gain power. Yatsuhashi. She promised us a bright new future under her rule. Raiko. You call this chaos a bright new future? Please, you two should be ashamed. If Seija succeeds, the only future you can hope for is being her eternal slave. Yatsuhashi. But how is living under the rule of the users any different? They throw us away when we're no longer useful, they ignore our feelings, and we're easily replaced. Raiko, I understand, Yatsuhashi. I understand more than anyone the plight of our people. But I also know Seija's no different, and maybe the users are the key to our future. Reimu. Raiko, just how did you end up here? Because you were a lot different than before. I will gladly explain. As you are aware, I'm a Tsukumogami created from an old taiko drum. In stasis, I enjoyed whenever people played me. It rejuvenated me, it made me feel alive. To a Tsukumogami, there's nothing greater than feeling useful. Keep this in mind, for it bears much weight later. The life of a Tsukumogami is much more difficult than that of other yokai, for we are weaker and more vulnerable. We can only move for a limited time before we must go back into stasis to recharge. Even then, we are either alone or misused. Only the scariest Tsukumogami, the ones who achieve the title of yokai, can attain a stable form. But I did not want to be scary, especially since I wanted people to keep playing me. All I wanted is to peacefully play music. As selfish as this may sound, my biggest dream was to be the drummer for the Prism River sisters. Lyrica always said that she'd prefer a real drummer to using her keyboard's tinny drum map. I would have given anything to be their percussionist. I even got close enough to get an audition with them. Raiko performs with the Prism River sisters. But taiko drums are a bit old-fashioned. It was a really nice try. I'm sorry, Miss Raiko. Sometimes I wonder, if we Tsukumogami have no hearts, why is it that we still feel them break? But then one day I came out of stasis and never went back in. I felt a strong magical power flowing within me, and with it, anger. More anger than I had ever felt before. For some reason, I wanted to take revenge against anyone who had ever played me. All around me, there were other Tsukumogami, new ones that had just been created. It's time for the tools to rise! And they too were full of hatred for the users. But something did not add up. I felt more alive when the users played me, but I also felt worse if the user had a wicked heart. I searched for answers across Gensokyo, encountering angry Tsukumogami and the grassroots yokai. I knew whatever was going on was only the beginning of an impending disaster. As I followed the trail, I met the Tsukumo sisters, two instruments who had just arrived in Gensokyo. They too were musicians who enjoyed simply playing music. But as you saw, their big goal was not related to music. Sooner or later, the users will pay for abandoning us. Agreed. I can make that happen. And the trail led us to her, Seija. With the power of this treasure, the weak of Gensokyo can finally overthrow the strong. And that means we can overthrow the users and create a paradise for tools. It was at that point I realized what was going on. The angry power that flowed through the Tsukumogami was coming from that Oni mallet. Ben and Yatsuhashi. We'll gladly join your rebellion. Yeah, let's take down the strong together. But I wanted no part in it. I knew the mallet was messing with our minds, and unless I did something, that power would consume me too. How's it so far?
Sounds really good.
Had a lag spike, but alright.
Oh, what was that? A lag spike?
Had a lag spike, but it was alright.
Alright.
That was his internet.
And funny enough, a lot of this is actually word for word from Raiko's backstory, though with some liberties. For days, the Tsukumogami gathered in secret, quietly whispering of the Amanojaku, the savior of the Tsukumogami, and the one who will fight the users. Never had I seen so many Tsukumogami united for a common cause, but to what end? The end of human oppression in Gensokyo is upon us. Under my rule, the weak will reign. For all of Seija's talk of destroying the humans, were we not yokai, if only weak yokai? Did we not depend on the humans to exist? And I was not alone in my thinking, but those who were caught interacting with the humans... Let's see, Ben next to several Tsukumogami tied up and scared. Let these traitors be an example of those who get in the way of our rebellion. Off-screen shot of them getting executed. As the power of the mallet spread through Gensokyo, more and more Tsukumogami were born, and more joined Seija's ranks. I was soon hit with a horrible realization that the Tsukumogami would destroy the humans, and without the humans to sustain the yokai, all of Gensokyo would perish. That's when I realized, this is not a rebellion. This is a glorified mass suicide. I knew I had to do something, or else I would witness the extinction of my people. There had to be a way to prove we needed the humans to survive. I knew the users gave me strength, but I also knew Seija Tsukumogami would capture me if I did anything. But then my thinking led to another idea. If the Tsukumogami can enter Gensokyo by being thrown away, can they leave just as easily? So one night, I made a break for the border. I had to see if my theory was true. Raiko runs to the forest at night. Even if I found nothing, I could not stay as the angry feelings of the mallet coursed through my being. Going somewhere? Let's see. Raiko stares down an army of Tsukumogami led by Ben and Yatsuhashi.
You know,
I see the
Seija's
quote.
starting to sound a bit like Joker here.
Yep. See, I had a feeling that you didn't believe in Seija's plan to overthrow the strong, but I never thought you'd go so low as to desert us. I guess Seija was right. You really don't care about the future of the Tsukumogami. All you care about is protecting the very people who oppress us. How disgusting. Yatsuhashi, take her down and bring her vessel back for destruction! I simply could not believe what was happening. Raiko runs through the forest, bullets flying past her. Tsukumogami fighting Tsukumogami, united under a hateful Amanojaku. And for all of Seija's talk of oppression, for all of Seija's talk of hypocrisy, of the hypocrisy of the humans have never been this horrible to us. The Tsukumogami chase after Raiko. You can't run forever, Drum Girl! The future belongs to the tools! A hail of, it should say purple bullets. A hail of purple bullets come flying down into the Tsukumogami.
I see the mistype.
Raiko looks back.
What? Miss Raiko Horikawa, your instincts about the Amanojaku, the mallet, and the future of your people are all correct.
You're... Shot of Raiko looking up at Yukari, floating over her.
The final twilight of the Tsukumogami is coming, and unless the Amanojaku is defeated, your people will surely die. The Amanojaku cannot be defeated until the power of the mallet is taken from her, but that cannot happen until somebody saves the last of the Tsukumogami. And that somebody, young drum, is you. Raiko Horikawa, it is your destiny to free the Tsukumogami and lead them into a bright new future where tools are treated with kindness.
Nervous Raiko.
Miss Yakumo, I don't know what to say. I'm overwhelmed. All my life I've just been a simple drum, a weakling. All I ever wanted was to play music. Do I really have what it takes to save the Tsukumogami? Haha, not yet. But you will. After all, was it not your goal to leave Gensokyo and obtain a new power from the outside world? Yes, but that means... So my theory was right. The users do give me strength. Tsukumogami are yokai after all. For better or for worse, we all depend on the humans for our survival. But that foolish Amanojaku is sending our people back to the days of the ancients.
Oh, crap, that is my parents calling. One moment for intermission.
Also.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay.
Alright. Yukari points to the edge of the border.
Through here, you'll find the outside world. Your first task is to cleanse yourself of the mallet's power completely. Unfortunately, time is short. In order to quickly rid yourself of the mallet's corrupt power, you must cast off your old drum and find a replacement. But what'll happen to me? My spirit is in this drum. This drum is me! Not quite. The drum will always be a drum, but you will always be you. Over the years, I have learned the hard way that no matter how much is taken from you, nobody can take away your spirit. I know you are scared, young one. You are afraid of losing yourself. I have been there myself. But no matter how strong you become or how far you fall, Yukari looks directly at Raiko. Raiko's starting to get all weepy. You will always be Raiko Horikawa. Smiling, teary-eyed Raiko. Then I'll do my best, Miss Yakumo, for the future of my people. Very good. You have until the 15th night of the rebellion to gather your new powers. Now go, young Tsukumogami. Your destiny awaits.
Let's see, and welcome, oh hi one. Let's see.
It turns out the border means nothing to tools, so I passed through the border with ease, and for the first time I got to witness the bright lights of the outside world. Taking a gamble, I threw out my old drum with and found a suitable replacement, and with that to let the drummers fill me with their power. The outside world is full of skilled drummers. Some of them even go by the title Taiko Drum Master. And you know about Taiko Drum Master, right?
Nope.
No.
It's a rhythm game.
Oh wait, never
Oh.
mind. I think I know what it is now. With the red and the blue drum.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what it is now.
And there's going to be a shot of a guy with a Taiko Master shirt playing Raiko's drum. And yes,
Give them some zits.
this is actually a... I probably will, just to make it... I'm also thinking, you
Bunch
know...
of nerds playing some games.
Also-
so, no, I can't say much.
Also, I thought of a gag, like, in addition to Vermilia's, like, how do you know about the Amanojaku? I'm a hardcore Japanophile. Raiko's like, I did my research in the outside world. They have a magical grimoire called the Wikipedia.
Anyways, I come back
No-
to see
no.
Raiko mentioning she's tossing out her old drum. What happened?
No, Spaz, you want to have a good joke? You should have it on the guy who's playing the game. I'm a hardcore Panophilia on his shirt.
Well, they're already in Japan. I think they're already hardcore Japanophiles.
No, this guy could be from, say, the States. I don't know. Funny joke. Whatever.
All right. I think it's good as it is, and plus it's
Yeah, it's
technically
good as
canon.
it is. I'm just doing something stupid again.
That's okay. Throwing out, like, it's always fine to throw out ideas. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but you can save it for later. But if it does work, we use it. But,
Yep.
or it's, Raiko just went to the outside world and is gaining her new powers.
Ah.
And Yukari helped save Raiko's life. So, yet another... like, oh, you think Spaz only thinks Yukari's a villain? Well, here, that's a nice rug you're standing on. Let's grab it.
Alright. And as they played me, I felt my strength growing like never before. The mallet's power had been purged from my body, and in its place, a new sense of passion buttons up her new shirt, a new sense of bravery puts her arms through her new coat, a new sense of purpose. Raiko adjusts her tie. I was reborn. Dramatic shot of Raiko, now in her new gear. The meek little Taiko had become a fierce war drum, ready to save her people. On the 15th night, I returned to Gensokyo, and much to my horror, the true rebellion began. I wanted to believe that maybe the grassroots yokai were just taking advantage of the angry Tsukumogami, but no. They too were pawns of Seija. The old me would have run away, hopeless in the face of such a terrifying scene, but the new me was not afraid. I was ready to fight. And I knew the first thing you would do would be to track down the rebellion, and that would lead me to these two. Ben, the whole time, you were telling the truth, but... Yatsuhashi, what are we gonna do? Seija's too powerful, but we already hurt so many people. Oh yeah, this one's missing. Okay, Raiko's gonna be speaking here. Okay. Not to worry, there's another reason I had the humans play you. Sooner or later, Seija will betray the Tsukumogami and revoke their powers. But when that time comes, you will not return back to normal tools. The power of the users is stronger than that of the mallet. It will be the ultimate proof that Seija was wrong. Until then, if you seek redemption, stop the rebellion and save as many Tsukumogami as you can. Cherno. But what about me? That stupid Gap lady told me I'd be the strongest fairy in Gensokyo. Cherno, she lied to you. It's what Yukari does. I don't know what her goal is, but it won't do you any good to come with us. I don't know much about this Amanojaku. From what I do know, she's far too dangerous for a little fairy like you. Come on, Miss Raymond, I can handle it. I'm not just a little fairy. I survived the fight against the Judge Lady, that Reaper, that bird with the newt gun, even a giant robot doll thingy. If I can take down this jerk Amanojaku, I'll prove myself to everyone. Marissa, seriously, Cherno, you're in way over your head. I should know. After all, this is not the first time I've encountered her. A few years ago. Oh, and if you know the backstory to this game, then this will sound awfully familiar. Is something on your mind, Reimu? I got a strange visitor from the at the shrine the other day. That's all this shrine ever gets, you know. So what kind of yokai was it this time? It wasn't a strange yokai, it was a strange human. She was from another shrine, and she wants me to shut down the Hakare shrine. Huh, as if this place was ever open to begin with. Oh, shut it, Marissa. But really, what are they gonna do? You're the Hakare shrine maiden, after all. They said they'd come by and enshrine a new god by force. And this is all taken word for word from the Mountain of Faith backstory.
I was just about to say, oh, hello, Sanai.
Yep.
I suppose it would feel more like a shrine of the new god, and they could help drive out the yokai, but it just seems too suspicious. Like, maybe they want to trick me into enshrining an evil god. Reimu, no matter what happens, I still think you'll have as much influence as you've always had.
Ha!
And Reimu says nothing in response. Marissa walks down a forest path.
So somebody's trying to take over Reimu's shrine. Sheesh, I want to help, but this feels more like a shrine maiden's business. Excuse me, Marissa looks back, huh? You look like a fellow magician in need of a little help. Is something troubling you? Kinda, but who are you? Seija Kijin, freelance magician at your service.
Later.
Wait. I have a feeling I might know what you're about to do. Maybe involving a certain glitch.
Yes.
You bastard! I knew it!
Yep.
What?
You
A
bastard!
glitch?
Spaz, tell him.
Oh, no, I'll let the comic explain itself.
Okay, I had a feel. It's like, wait, no fucking way you're doing that, you little shit.
Yep, I have this plan for a while.
You little shit. That's actually impressive. Good job. Three thumbs up for that one. Wait,
Right.
where did I get the third thumb? Don't ask.
Later.
I see. So some strange god is trying to take over your friend's shrine. Yeah, and this other shrine is all the way up on Yokai Mountain, so they probably want a shrine closer to the village. Even if Reimu goes up there, it won't be easy. She's got to get past the Kappa, the Tengu, and finally battle the god herself. On one hand, I want to think Reimu will be safe. After all, she's been training a lot of Yukari lately, probably to get her ready for that upcoming lunar invasion. But the thing is, I can't stop worrying about her. You know what I think? I think you might be in a toxic relationship with this Reimu girl. She's probably making you worry about her just so you don't stop thinking about her. That's not it at all. Reimu and I have been friends since we were little.
And it cuts to Reimu and Marissa riding on that broom after the Lotus Land story ending.
One of these days, we'll be the greatest heroes in Gensokyo. Yeah, we'll do it together.
That doesn't actually happen in the ending, but for the sake of the story.
Why the fuck not?
Okay. Of course I'm going to be worried if my best friend's going alone to Yokai Mountain. Is that what you really believe? Well then, perhaps what you need is more firepower. Let me see your reactor. Sure thing. This is a mini Hakero multi-purpose magic reactor, custom built by a family friend. You name it, it does it.
And for this, it's just nothing but tech porn. Like, we actually get to see the insides of the mini Hakero.
Don't show Nora.
Hero Kane alloy hardware to prevent rusting, negative ion cooling systems, configured for high temperature operation with emergency backup capacitors. The 8-element trigram design can summon virtually any spell and at levels only the yokai can naturally pull off. Basically, it puts a puny human like me on equal footing. To give you an idea of what it can do, it can easily handle Yuka Kazami's Master Spark.
So even more tech porn is coming.
Very impressive, Miss Kirasame. For such an impressive tool, what did this friend of yours want in return? My safety. Not everything's got a price on it, you know. I'm glad you think that way, Marissa. I personally believe in paying it forward too, unlike most people who imply you owe them. But a reactor is only as good as its fuel, and being a witch of your caliber, I trust you give it the right stuff, right? They go over to a stewing pot. The standard fuel is phantasmal mushrooms brewed overnight, solidified in the fuel blocks. Fairly standard. Of course, different combinations of ingredients will result in different reactions. I always log down the best mixes for the future use. For example, this is a mix a neighbor of mine worked on. It's called Illusion Laser A. Marissa fires down at a range full of discarded Shanghai dolls while Seija watches. Very nice. Yeah, plus she gives me her old discarded dolls for target practice. But I think you can do better. I have my own special blend you might like. It's very similar to your laser, so let's just call this mixture Illusion Laser B. Set your reactor between 3.05 times or 3.95 times output and watch what happens.
God damn you! You cheater! Okay, now you have to
Okay,
explain
here's
it.
what... Okay, well, actually, I'll explain after this page. Marissa loads her Akero. Marissa aims at the doll. The gauge shows it's at 3.50 power. Frontal shot as Marissa fires, and here's the glitch. In Mountain of Faith, if you pick Marissa B and set the power between 3.05 and 3.95, it does, like, instant death damage.
Yep.
Oh, the huge... Oh, okay, that one. I've read about that.
That
before.
glitch.
Forgot about it.
I'm gonna fuck you up. I was like, oh, what's this? I'm a lunatic, gonna play this. What the
Except
fuck is
that
this challenge?
Alright.
Except that apparently it's just an explosive reaction.
Yeah, but no, it's still a glitch.
No. Marissa and Seija look through the gaping hole in the side of Marissa's house.
Seija, what the hell did you put in my in my Hakero? I am willing to tell you under one condition. I need loyalty. I expect loyalty. Tell me, Marissa, how loyal are you to your friends?
The next day, Reimu looks out at Yokai Mountain.
I guess this is it. Against my better judgment, I'm going alone to Yokai Mountain. I can't ignore the declining faith in the Hakare Shrine, but... Reimu, hold up! I'm coming with you! Marissa, it's dangerous to go alone to Yokai Mountain, and you know it. Besides, pulls out her Hakero and an eerie glow comes off of it. I got some new tricks up my sleeve. Let me load up the second part. That's right. Seija helped me cheat through the incident with the Moria Shrine. But in the end, we formed a friendship with the Moria Shrine, so it turned out I never needed to cheat in the first place. Not only that, but the eagle-eyed Tengu noticed what was going on. New story of Marissa violating spell card laws of overpowered attacks. What am I supposed to do with this? They're at Marissa's house, and Marissa's holding up a newspaper, and Seija's smugly satisfied. How is this a bad thing? It's a job of a yokai hunter to hunt yokai, is it not? Yeah, but as much as I like bending the rules, I ain't going that far. Please. For years, the humans have lived in fear of the yokai, but with this, now is the time for the yokai to start fearing us. No, hold on.
Jeez.
I got something stuck in my throat. Also, you know what this scene is a reference to, right?
Ringing a bell. Trying to remember.
I don't really know.
It's actually a reference to something that happens in one of the endings to Double Dealing Character.
Then I wouldn't, because didn't beat all of them.
Okay. Well, if we'll play as Marissa A and watch the ending. But this is an alternate take on what happens.
I think I did play that.
Alright. Marissa.
Thanks, but no thanks. Excuse me. You heard me. I may be a yokai hunter, but I also know Gensokyo's got a balance that needs to be protected. You can't just kill yokai willy-nilly. Many of them are on our side. And if we antagonize the yokai, you bet there'll be a recoil. So, no thanks. I like Gensokyo just the way it is. I see. You still don't get it, do you? Do you ever stop to question why you follow your fellow friends' orders so blindly? You both claim to be yokai hunters, so why have an alliance with the yokai? Nobody seems to question how every incident involves Reimu, or how she conveniently forms friendships with everyone she, quote-unquote, beats, or how the yokai blindly follow spell card rules without a second thought, knowing they could beat Reimu if they use their full power. Maybe you cannot accept the truth that your friend is using the yokai for her own gain, and you are her tool, helping her protect your so-called enemies. But you, Marissa Kirasame, you could expose the hypocrisy of the Hakare Shrine and end the yokai once and for all. We could go down in history as the ones who ushered in human superiority in Gensokyo. Well, you want to know what I think? I think you're right. Maybe it is time to bust some yokai heads. Starting with yours. Who the hell are you? What the hell are you? And what the hell is your deal? Please, I'm just an ordinary magician, just like you. Marissa blasts the hat off of Seija, revealing her horns. Aha! I should have known from the start. You're a... Wait a minute. You're not an Oni. No Oni could be this dishonest, this spiteful, but the horns... My yokai knowledge ain't nowhere near Reimu's, but I know what you are. Oh, let me get the song queued up for this.
Right, he says that, we got our 10th watcher.
Yay.
I don't know who it is, but welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. Alright. Amanojaku, you wanna see me hunt yokai? Marissa aims her at Karo. Seija's hands glow. The whole room flips upside down and Marissa careens into the ceiling. Seija fires at Marissa. Marissa's still on the ceiling. Marissa fires back. Seija dodges. So Seija lifts Marissa into the air again with her powers. Seija slams Marissa into the ground. Objects scatter around her house. I should have known that's why you gave me that bug blazer. Only an Amanojaku would want to stir up trouble for no reason. Marissa fires at Seija from the floor, but backshot Seija dodging. Then Seija slams Marissa into the ceiling again, going all Sans on her.
For no reason, please. If anything, you used me to gain power to help your friend. It seems you cannot accept responsibility for your own actions. How disgusting.
Marissa's pinned to the ceiling, struggling for a reactor.
You claim to fight for the weak, and yet you only do it to gain power. You are nothing more than a hypocrite. Only we Amanojaku can end the order of tyranny and bring the freedom of chaos. Your days as the rulers of Gensokyo are numbered. Soon the weak shall reign. And right behind her is one of Marissa's high explosive vials. And you are too late to stop it. Marissa grabs her Ikaro. Ha ha ha! Fires right at Seija's feet. Huge explosion. Marissa's belongings fly everywhere. Seija goes flying. Marissa goes flying. Marissa slams into a bookshelf. Let me stop the music. Okay, Marissa on the floor trying to get back up. Point of view shot as Seija escapes through the new hole in the house. After that, I never saw her again, but I had a feeling I would. For the next several months, I worked with the Tengu reporters to help clear my name, but... Aya. I'm sorry, but without solid proof, we can't print that an Amanojaku was to blame. Oh, come on, Aya. You printed crazier stuff in your newspaper before. Give me a break. I'm sorry, but I can't. I do have some standards. There were no witnesses, no photos, and let's be honest, reporting an Amanojaku would cause a major panic. I'm afraid you'll have to take full responsibility for this one, Marissa. So basically, I couldn't speak about the Amanojaku, so I never brought it up. And as I worked with the investigators to clear up the fiasco, that's when the strange weather began. Marissa looks puzzled. Yuko rolls a snowball. Wait a minute, why is it snowing? Did I sleep all the way till winter? Yuko. Well, you certainly do look dead tired. Oh, haha, Yuko. Wait, what are you doing here? And that is actually a pun from the game. Seems I've gained the power to make it snow. Thought I'd come down here and have some fun. You can do that? This definitely sounds like an incident, but I'm too busy cleaning up that mess on Yokai Mountain to deal with it. Shocked Reimu and Sakuya. The summer snowstorm, but that was right before. That's right. While everyone was occupied, inter-boundary security was at an all-time low. It gave Tenchi the opportunity she needed to cause the Scarlet Weather Rhapsody. And while we were busy with Tenchi, the Moria Shrine brokered that deal with the Underground, leading to the Hellgeyser incident, which led to the Buddhist yokai resurfacing and starting their search for Byakuren, leading to the Palanquin ship incident and the rise of the Murin Temple, which then led to the revival of Miko and the rise of the Taoist faction. Reimu. Wait, there was that girl who told me about the symposium, and then a few weeks later that holy war started. Marissa. Not quite. In case you forgot, it started because Koichi stole Kokuro's Mask of Hope and... Marissa's stunned. Everyone stares at Koichi. Koichi. What? It's true after all. I took the mask because somebody told me I would start feeling stuff again. I don't remember the details, but the person who showed me said the mask totally fell into the underground on its own. Koichi holds the mask. Seija's behind her smiling. But hey, I got to meet all sorts of fun people and everything's back to normal. So I guess it wasn't a big deal after all. Everyone looks at Koichi utterly shocked. Marissa to Cherno. Look, Cherno, the point is, we're pros and even we're having trouble with Seija. Cherno. But if all she can do is flip stuff, couldn't I just freeze her shots? That's not the point. She might be weak, but she's cunning. Very cunning. If we could all fall for her traps, what makes you think you'll do any better? Reimu. She has a point. In the 2 times I've ever trained, both my mentors said the same thing. Genji. The Amanojaku is a yokai you cannot prepare for. Whatever you think will work, it will always have consequences. Yukari. The only way to win is to not defeat it at all. All you can do is make it harder for the Amanojaku to cause damage. And that's all I got so far. And I'm wondering where to take it, because Cherno's about to leave dejected. But I don't know how to transition to that.
Maybe you see her walking off dejected in the background?
Well, what happens later is in Chapter 9, Cherno just returns home and like the rest of Team 9 show up and tell her like, oh hey, we have to stop Seija from ending Gensokyo. You want to come with us? But all those yokai hunters said that I'd be useless. Well, you're not useless here. Come on, let's band together and save the day. And she's like, all right, fine, we'll do it together. Then, of course, in the climax, Shino ends up being the last one to be able to save everyone. And crap, it's storming up a storm outside, so let's see how long I can go.
Yeah, don't worry, on my end, there is something banging outside. And that is actually fireworks.
Ah.
Yep. Victoria Day tomorrow.
Crap, what's
Plus,
Victoria
with the
Day again?
It's just a holiday we all celebrate because of Britain and all that. But
Okay.
yeah, and also, most people are still celebrating from yesterday, the royal wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Canadians, yeah, all Canadians usually really do care about that stuff still.
Oh, yeah.
Unlike you dirty traitors Americans.
Well, technically, an American got
Dirty
married.
traitors Americans!
Well, technically, an American got married, wasn't the girl American?
Yep.
So technically, it's like everyone was all the English-speaking people. And, yes, HGF? Yes?
You might want to turn off the stream soon.
Oh, crap.
There's an electrical storm in this area.
What is
Oh,
it?
there's an electrical storm coming.
It's already
So we might have to cut this short then.
Oh, crap. All we did was basically do a recap, so I guess look at what I have so far and tell me if you have any ideas. So, crap, I gotta shut everything down.
Yeah.
But I think the
So
next
keep
thing would be Cherno would be like, oh, I wanted to be like a hero and stuff. Maybe Reimu says like, look, maybe in like a century or two from now, like maybe you'll be like maybe you'll be like Yuka or something.
People not being wanted to be around people anymore?
I guess she could make that joke.
Be
Yeah,
careful
that's
not to
something
show
for-
your DA, by the
I know,
way.
that was a reflex action. It's like whenever I finish stuff, I always like check my messages.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, I guess this is where we end it. So,
Alright, so sorry about that. We'll have to cut this short, but if you have any suggestions or whatever, leave them in the comments. And hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get more stuff done. Anyway, this has been Spaz, joined by...
unknown.
And Type Mercury and Cryotic over there.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry to cut this short. We'll get to this hopefully tomorrow or the day after. Anyway, see you then.
Bye-bye.